Hello, my name is Alicia Shapiro with AInews.com, and today I'm here with Adil from Fandom. Adil, can you introduce yourself and tell us what Fandom does?
Sure, happy to. Great to meet you, Alicia.
Thank you.
So I am the Chief Technology Officer of Fandom, and Fandom is the largest fan platform when it comes to entertainment and gaming. We have
Right.
350 million unique visitors a month that visit our different properties.
Wow.
We host 250,000 plus communities across various topics for entertainment, gaming, movies, anything that you could think of. We host about 50 million pages of content. We've got a gaming commerce company called Fanatical, where fans can buy video games, play them all day. We also own a few media brands such as TV Guide, GameSpot,
Oh,
Metacritic, Giant Bomb, and so on. So yeah, we are deep into entertainment and gaming. The company was started about 20 years ago by Jimmy Wales, who started Wikipedia. It was, I would think of it as the Wikipedia for the virtual world. If you think about any IP, Fandom treats it as a real world and has tons and tons of content on that. If you're thinking about Game of Thrones or Marvel or any of that, we've got super passionate fans that create all of this content. So,
that's awesome.
so everything on Fandom on the Wiki platform is all user generated content. And we've got super passionate fans who create it and then, who come.
I love that. Yeah. Could you share a recent project or initiative where AI played a significant role that made a big impact for your company?
Sure, absolutely. We've been very forward thinking when it comes to AI. And so we've got multiple things in which AI has been creating significant value for us and across the board. So the way I think about it is you've got projects that are on the product development side that are having a direct user impact. Then we've got projects on the productivity side, and we've got projects on the moderation side to make sure that the platform is safe and all that. I'll give you a couple of examples across a few of these. So when it comes to having a direct user impact, we've got so much data across the platform. Like if you think about 50 million pages of content, that is a ridiculous amount of data, and it's very hard to go through and create structured data and create
Yeah.
insights out of that. And so one of the things that we've been using AI for has been to go and extract insights out of all of this unstructured content. And then we're using these insights for multiple reasons. We're using it to make sure that we can have best recommendation for our
Okay.
users. We're presenting them the best content, like the one that they're most interested in at any given time. We're also making sure that we take those insights and use them for the best advertising as we work with our advertising partners and so on. And so we're creating insights tools. We're also using AI to make sure that we can do translations and have our content available across the globe in multiple languages.
I love
Because there are multiple wikis that are only created in English, and even if somebody creates a version of it in another country, it may be a much smaller version of it.
that.
And so we're now deploying AI to make sure that we can take the larger wiki and have that be available across multiple languages across the globe. And so that one has been very interesting. One of the other really key things that we've been using AI for is making sure that the platform is very safe. As you can imagine, with 50 million pages of content in 250,000 communities, you're going to get all sorts of content on the platform. We are very proud to say that we are the absolute safest UGC platform on the web. And there's a lot of work that has gone into making sure that happens. And so we use AI to analyze every single image that's uploaded on the platform. We now use AI to analyze every video that's uploaded on the platform. And we use AI to look at all the text that's created on the platform. Now, when it comes to all of these things, it's actually quite complicated when you can't use off the shelf tools, because I'll give you an example where to figure out whether something is brand safe or whether something is safe for work or culture, you have to have context around it. And so a lot of tools that exist outside, they're just looking at patterns. So as an example, somebody may say, we don't think that content related to terrorism is safe. We don't want to advertise with it. We don't want it to be on the platform. Would agree. However, we're in the entertainment and gaming space. So let's take James Bond as an example. Now, the James Bond franchise, every single movie is going to have a villain.
Yeah.
That villain is most likely going to shoot somebody. They're probably going to blow up something.
Yeah.
And all of that is legitimate content to be available on the James Bond pages. But you wouldn't be able to make that. And so as we
Right.
use third-party tools, none of them would have enough context to figure that out. But with AI, you can actually train it and give it enough context where it can figure out that something in the context of Game of Thrones is okay. But that same thing without that context would absolutely not be.
Right.
And so when it comes to moderation and making sure the platform is safe, AI has been like a game changer for us
Oh,
from
for
that
sure.
perspective.
AI in filmmaking has been controversial because it can take over the actors, it
Right.
can take over the script writing, it can take over a bunch of different activities in the filmmaking. Is AI disrupting the gaming industry in such a way like that?
Well, it absolutely is in different ways.
Okay.
And so we're user generated content. We've got all these passionate creators, and you've got people on a very wide spectrum where some of those creators are very excited about AI, and then there are other creators who are quite worried about it.
Yeah.
Fandom, as a policy, has said that for us, AI is about enablement and not replacement.
Okay.
And so we are not looking to replace any of our creators. We want to enable them create better content faster. And so we want to provide them the tools that'll help them do that content creation in a better way so they can be more without actually trying to replace them. So from that perspective, we don't see that AI in the context of replacing or taking over anybody's job when it comes to these creators. Now, when it comes to gaming, there are interesting things. Like if you think about game guides, we can use AI to create very interactive game guides. And so then the question comes up around like, how powerful do you want that game guide to be? Because for somebody who's playing the game, like how much help do they actually want? Because the AI can actually go pretty much across the board and actually asking the user in terms of how much help do you want? How much information do you need? How challenging do you want the game to be for you? Because there may be a time where you want to get through something quickly, and the
Yeah.
AI game guide could actually help you with that very quickly. And other times it can just sit back and watch and not jump in unless you actually ask it for help.
I love
So
that. You thought of everything.
we are super passionate about this. We definitely do think about it a lot.
That's great. And as AI continues to evolve, are there any trends that are happening that you see coming that you're excited about?
I think so many. It's becoming more and more powerful. The speed at which it's evolving is
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. The foundation models are getting stronger and stronger. And I think what's becoming interesting on the foundation models is that they cover so much, right? But what's interesting now is that they're actually beating a lot of specific products that are built for a specific use. But the foundation model itself has so much knowledge that it can actually go and outperform that. As an example, when I was talking about moderation, there are plenty of moderation tools out in the market, but OpenAI and Gemini just out of the foundation model end up beating those tools. Now, those tools can actually evolve and have more specific context for training them and stuff, but without that, the foundation models actually just beat them.
Wow.
That is very interesting. I think in terms of content generation, video, images, that is going to be very interesting for user-generated
Yeah.
content. It brings a lot of complexity with it, making sure that they're not copyright violation, plagiarism, and so on. But
Yeah.
it's a very exciting space. And I think on the technology side, the ability to generate code using AI is just evolving and getting better and better. And I think it's just going to give us a lot more productivity so we can build out more and more features for our users.
I love that. And you were talking about the content moderation, made me think, what happens if there is something that needs to be moderated and taken down or whatever? How do you deal with that?
So we create different thresholds for it. So as an example, I think 99.9% of all images that come through our platform are very easily reviewed by AI. And then others that it has questions on, but it's not sure, they get moved to a human reviewer. And so for us, it's a combination of humans and AI. It's not either or, because there are always going to be different thresholds. We
Right.
still want that human intelligence and that judgment
Yeah.
coming in at particular times. But then you don't want humans to have to go through the 99.9% of images that can very easily be classified.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Yeah. And finally, what's a piece of advice you'd give to someone who might want to be using AI in gaming?
I think honestly, like the first one is going to be use it. Do not be afraid of it. Don't think it's going to replace creators or anything else. Obviously think through those things, but absolutely use it. Try it out. Try out the different tools that are there for content creation. See which one works better for you. If the first one doesn't work, don't give up. If something doesn't work at all, don't assume it's never going to work. Try again in the next month or so because it's evolving so fast
Yeah.
that you don't want to just make a call just by using it once.
Yeah, that's so smart. And a lot of times, if you can use the product, you'll see some advantages you didn't even know about.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure. And where can people find more information about fandom if they don't already know about you?
I don't 350 million of them visit our site pretty regularly. But just go to www.fandom.show.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks you, Adil, for visiting us and sharing your insights. It's been a lot of fun talking to you about this. And it's really been interesting because I never had thought about all the different facets of AI in gaming. So that's very interesting. Thank you again.
Happy to be here. Thank you.